Joe Rogan and Bill Maher expose Rachel Zegler woke Snow White movie. Joe Rogan and Bill Maher have officially come out to speak on the new Snow White movie, and these two together, their reactions are going viral. As many of us already know, the Snow White movie was a huge flop. It performed horribly in the opening week, and it looks like the whole woke narrative they tried pushing is receiving a ton of hate. And who better to react to this than Joe Rogan and Bill Maher? These two have come out to completely expose the new Snow White film and the whole fake woke narrative. Basically, the new edition of the story is Snow White doesn't need a prince to save her at the end of the story. She's fine saving herself. This is the 2025 version of Snow White. This is what Disney has come to, and Joe Rogan didn't hold back about it. He completely calls out Rachel Zegler and Disney for this new film. And Bill Maher, he had a lot to add on. Bill Maher and Joe Rogan is the combo I never expected to see together, but this is exactly what we needed. There's obviously a lot to get into with all that's going on in the industry and all the celebrity reactions to Rachel Zegler's appearance in the new Snow White film. But today, we'll mainly be sticking to Joe Rogan and Bill Maher expose Rachel Zegler, because this is the talk of the town. Nobody expected Joe and Bill Maher to come out and say this. Like I said, there's a lot to get into, so be sure to stick around and watch this video until the end as we get into things one detail at a time. Trust me when I say you won't want to miss a thing. Thanks for stopping by and visiting us at Hollywood Exposed. We post daily Hollywood celebrity content that you really should know about if you're a fan. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment keyword Zegler to enter our giveaway. Now, let's jump into this video and take a closer look at Joe Rogan and Bill Maher expose Rachel Zegler. Alright, grab your protein shakes and your sarcasm, because we're diving into the Snow Woke story. Snow White, the movie that somehow managed to offend Disney fans, anti-woke bros, and probably 7 magical creatures living in the woods. Joe Rogan and Bill Maher speak woke Snow White film. Let's start with Joe Rogan, aka the Fear Factor guy turned podcast emperor. Now, Joe hasn't exactly done a full TED Talk on Snow White, but let's be real. This movie is everything Rogan loves to rant about. He's the kind of guy who'd be like, so let me get this straight. Snow White doesn't have a prince, the dwarves are CGI, and the actress playing the role hates the original story? Is this a fairy tale or a college gender studies thesis? You just know Joe would be halfway into a trip saying Walt Disney is rolling in his cryogenic freezer. Now let's swing over to Bill Maher, a man whose brand is literally old liberal who hates young liberals. Maher's been on a crusade lately against everything woke, and this movie is like catnip for him. Imagine his voice. So now Snow White is a feminist icon who don't need no man and lectures woodland creatures about capitalism? Give me a break. Maher probably sees this movie as the perfect example of Hollywood losing its mind, trying so hard to be progressive they forgot to make a good movie. So why is the new Snow White movie getting obliterated online? Easy. Nostalgia is a substance, and Disney keeps stepping on it with social commentary. They like the damsel in distress story because it's familiar and magical, not because they want to oppress women. But instead of giving the tale a modern twist, the studio basically flipped the whole script and told fans their version you loved was dumb. Now on to Rachel Zegler, the face of the backlash. She's been taking heat non-stop. Every time she speaks about Snow White, people pull out pitchfork like it's a digital renaissance fair. She called the original weird, said her Snow White doesn't dream about true love, and said Prince Charming was a creep. Twitter exploded. YouTube flooded with reaction videos. Even people who liked her in West Side Story are now like, she's too much. And here's the million-dollar question. Does she regret it? Honestly, probably. She went from rising star to the internet punching bag faster than you can say magic mirror. And every time she tries to clarify her statements, it somehow makes things even worse. It's like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline. Is Snow White a business failure? Well, let's do the math. The movie was projected to make a bunch of money and didn't. That's not a great sign. Early test screenings reportedly didn't do good, and the PR team is probably stress-eating churros at Disneyland right now. So yeah, between the woke edits, Rachel Zegler's self-sabotage tour, and critics circling like vultures, Snow White isn't just a fairy tale reboot. It's a full-blown cautionary tale.